Hello, how's everybody doing on this Monday evening? Let me pull up and pin my comment. The keyword tonight is scarecrow. If you type that in, you'll get a list of all the supplies and 3 other links that you might want to take a look at. One is for my free VIP group. When you're popping on, say hello. One link is to, hey Melissa, good to see you here. One is to join the club so you can get a monthly transfer and paste packets every month delivered to your door. And the other link is on how to become a designer. So tonight we're going to do a scarecrow. So we've got several things, several steps that we're going to be taking. I've got a rectangle simple shape. They come in a pack of 2. We've already used one of them for a sign back in the back. I don't think you can see it. Melissa, how's your day going? Are you at work now? So we're going to paint this. I got this at the Dollar Tree, so I thought I would use this color. It's kind of like a flesh tone. So I'm going to spray some water in one of the little holes here in my paint palette thing. So in case I need to thin it out, I can dab it in there. And hopefully it'll show up. Kind of a lighter color. May need to put 2 coats of this color on. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. So I'm just gonna paint the entire surface and then we'll dry it and get our spacing right for everything else that we're gonna be putting on here. It's almost so light you can't even hardly tell that you got it on here. Okay, let me dry this. Oh, that's good, Melissa. Hey, Rochelle. Special agent is here. She is present. This paint should dry pretty quickly. That's why I waited until I went live to do it. Just to kind of go through all the steps. You can kind of tell when the paint is dry because it's not as shiny as when you first apply it to your surface. And that is what we are looking for. Again, the keyword is pinned down below. It's Scarecrow. I think of just a couple more areas and then it'll be dry. And then we can look and see if we need to put on a second coat. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my Cricut. I'm going to put it on 350 tonight. We are going to do some Mod Podge work as well. So we need to get this heating up. Yeah, I think it needs another coat. What do you guys think? Kind of light? You think it's too light for skin tone? Another coat or not? Take a vote. Hey Aubrey, nice to see you. I'm glad you could join us. Out of Facebook jail. That's awesome. We're able to see your smiling face in here. You can help me give Melissa a hard time. I mean, I don't need help, really, but it's fun. I know it's my project. I like audience participation. In the end, yeah, I'll decide. I have the overruling vote. I hope y'all's Monday was a good one. That was my Cricut telling me it's heated up. Hopefully it won't scream at me that I'm taking too long and try to cut off on me. It can be a little bit temperamental sometimes with that. All right, I'm gonna try this one. Ooh, Melissa, you ignored Aubrey's calls. Not good. That is not good. What do you have to say for yourself? I'm sure she would like to know too. Melissa's at work, so it might be hit and miss for her to respond. If she's able to even stay on the live. So the second coat's almost dry. And again, you can tell when it dries by the shiny going away. We do need it to be completely dry though. All right. So this is what we have so far. Always it's backwards to me. So when I'm lifting something up, it's like, which way do I go? All right, so I got a napkin here. I already took the back ply off. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply this to the board with Mod Podge so it can be his hat. So we need to work and get our spacing just right for this. So I'm gonna move my paint since we're done with that. This transfer is called Jack-o'-lantern. I believe that's what it's called. Yep, Jack-o'-lanterns. We are going to use this one right here tonight. So let me get this off. I need to make sure spacing with everything that I'm going to put on it. I do have my glue gun heated up. So I'm going to just set this right here. And move that up just a little bit. Once I get the spacing like I want it, I'm going to mark it so I know what area to put the Mod Podge in. So I'm going to take my pen, put a little mark there, a little mark over here. So I need Mod Podge diagonal up to there. And again, you can get the Mod Podge from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just making sure I get all the way to the edge. Get it all over the surface really well so the napkin will adhere correctly. And the two lines that I made in the wood are going to be covered with the napkin. So let's dry the Mod Podge. Everybody's so quiet tonight. Okay. Now that that's dry, I'm going to put the napkin down. Kind of press it down. Should put my put my Cricut mat down first. It does get a little bit hot. Get my parchment paper. And we're going to set this on there for 30 seconds. Yeah, I had to come home and plug my phone back in. It was almost dead. Set this aside. I'm not turning the Cricut off until I know that the napkin adhered well. And I think it did. I'm not too worried about this edge because we're gonna put a brim on his hat, which will be covering up this part of the napkin. So I'm not too concerned with that. That part's hot. I'm taking my sanding block and sanding down. Okay, that's what we got so far. This was another napkin that when I saw it, I thought it would be pretty to use in decorating for fall. Okay, so we're done with that. Cut my Cricut off. Let's go ahead and paint this. This is chalk and paste form. This is bark. Kid-friendly, water soluble, non-toxic. So I'm going to spray a little bit of distilled water in my lid. That way, when I go to put my lid back on my jar, it's fine if the water goes into the jar because it's distilled water. Not many people realize you can paint with your paste. And if you add water to it, it just, you know, thins it out a little bit, just like regular paint. And I am going to get paint all over me, but that's okay. You need what? The bark, the color bark. Yeah, it's a pretty brown. I don't know why it wasn't a color that I got to begin with. I don't know why. Because, I mean, white, brown, and black are colors that you use quite often. And there were so many times that I wish I had a brown, but didn't. So, yeah, I'm glad I finally got it. It was out of stock for a while, which is probably why I didn't get it sooner. Okay. I just want to make sure all the sides are covered, and I'm going to dry it a little bit so I can handle it better. That way, if I need to add more, I can. And again, if you're interested in joining my free VIP club, when you comment Scarecrow, you'll get a link that will take you to the group. And throw this away. And I'm going to seal up the bark because we're not going to be using it anymore. I like cleaning up as I go. Makes it a lot easier. A lot less messy on your hands and everything else as well if you clean up as you go. Plus, after I finish my craft, I don't want to spend another 30 minutes cleaning up everything. Okay, so we got the brim, and I had cut some raffia. I think they were 6 inches long. And I want them all even. So I'm just cutting off the excess so they're all in one line, because when they get glued on, you don't want any hanging off above the brim of the hat. So I got my little finger protector. Take my glue gun, put a little bit of glue, take my finger protector, and just hold it down. Thank you for the heart. I got these protectors at Joann's, I think, Joann's Fabric. But I do know that if you're lucky, you can find these at the Dollar Tree as well. It just depends on how well stocked the store is. It seems like every time I go, half the stuff that I'm trying to find, I can never find. So I must be going on an off day or something. Okay, I've got another bunch right here, and I'm just going to cut a little bit off just to make sure they're all even for his hair on the other side. So, take my glue gun, Put a little bit of glue there. Take my protector and just press down and hold it. I think it's going to be cute too. I saw someone do one and fell in love with the look of it. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Okay, I'm going to take the brim and I'm going to apply some glue to the back of this. Not a ton, because you don't want a lot to, or any, to come out of the sides. And we're going to press and hold. That is not going down. Had to add a little bit more. It's so hard sometimes to know just exactly how much you need to add. Okay. So we got the brim of his hat on. What you guys think so far? Cute. Get all the glue strings off. Am I going to name him? Yeah, I think I am. I'll have to think on that. Let me think on it while I'm still working on him. I should name him George, so I can love him and hug him and squeeze him. You do know where that's from, right, Rochelle and Aubrey? Do you guys know? Bugs Bunny. I'm trying to get his hair out of the way. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit of wax on the board since it is painted. Well, I just had to make sure, Rochelle. Sometimes I mention stuff and you have no clue what I'm talking about. And no, that does not mean I'm a lot older than she is. Just saying. Even though she probably begged to differ. Now I'm just going back and I'm just buffing it in. This will help protect the paint as well as the transfer. Let's close this up. No comment. That is so unlike you as well, Rochelle. I'll probably pay for it later. All right, let's go ahead and let's see about placing our little dude. And I'm just going over the silk screen area just to make sure it's down well. Not so worried about anything that I'm not gonna need to cover. That looks straight? I think it does. His hair is falling out. He might be a bald. He may be a bald scarecrow before it's all over. Okay, I'm going to use bright white, and I'm using black velvet. So I've got my detail tool right here, and I'm going to do white for this, for the little part of his eye. And we'll close that back up since I'm done with the white. There's Melissa. Melissa, you need to scroll up. You got some answering to do. Okay, and I think the big part of his eye, I'm doing black. Actually, I think I'm going to use a mini squeegee for this. Just take the paste and cover all of your silk screen area. Remove any excess. And I'm going to go ahead and do his mouth black as well. Okay. And then putting the rest back in the jar. So we can use it at another time. And I think I'm gonna do his nose in papaya, just to have another, so the nose can kind of stand out a little bit. Let me clean this off. And get his little nose. Putting that in my water since I'm done. Close it back up. Nope, that didn't cover real well, did it? What do I do with my black? Have to go back over that eye. It looks like the wax was too much on my board. That's exactly what happened. All right, let me see if I can salvage it. Maybe I can get enough color on it where I can go back in with my detail tool and do any touch-ups by hand that need to be done. I know I can up there. Yeah, I can. All right, I'm going to put this here. And I'm going to spray it with water. And I'm going to go back over the areas that didn't get good coverage with my detail tool. See if I can get it to cover better. It'll be cuter once I get the paste correct. But thank you. Taking a little paintbrush, because I might be able to dab a little bit better. With the paintbrush. Now let me get his other eye. This paste is so easy to work with. It's easy to fix anything that kind of goes wrong, whether it's because you maybe didn't buff in the wax good enough, or the paste may have dried in your transfer. There's always a fix. You're having deja vu? Yeah. I went over to Rochelle's house earlier today, guys, and because she just got her starter kit as a designer, and she wanted to play some, and we ended up having to do this very thing on one of the leaf cutouts that she was doing. So see this, see the size of the detail tool? That's the mini. But see now, you can actually take the little cap off and have an even smaller part to help dab paint on if you need it. It's always a good idea to have the detail tool and the multi-tool because you never know what size, you know, because they are so different in size. That's our mini. That's the small. So I've got my white back out. Is Pam in here? There's one little area, one other little area. Okay, let's go back down to his teeth now, and let's see what I can do with that one, with that part. Again, I'm using the multi-tool for the bigger area. Just kind of dabbing some paint on to the areas that it didn't go on before. But you know what? He will just be a weathered scarecrow if need be. One more little area. And then I think I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm just gonna try to go in with a smaller paintbrush. So there we go. What do you guys think? Tattered. Oh my God. gosh, you're crazy. All right, so I'm gonna put my paste up. And I got out peony. And what I thought I would do is just give them just a little bit of color. Just a little bit of color. You know, because he's out in the sun. You think it looks like you, Melissa? You're crazy. I'm gonna take my orange and just dab it a little. That up. What you guys think of his face? Is he cute? He needs sunscreen, yeah, definitely. All right, I had gotten a sprig of leaves when I went to Michael's. All of their fall and Halloween was like 60% off. You would date him? Not even gonna comment on that. You're so funny. Let's put some glue there. And yeah, I left the little sprigs on. I thought leaves would look cuter than a flower. Let's hold it in place just for a minute. Cute. I had bought this ribbon a while back. It's actually was this thick, but I cut it in half. This is like a little fringy part. So I cut it a little bit longer than the board. That way it can be folded, just folded under. I got some leaves, some more leaves. Hold on. I bought more. Oh, or were you talking about you like leaves better than the flower? Now, since this is see-through, you don't want to put pressure down. You just kind of want to dab it. I just want to kind of keep it in place. Yeah, I thought the leaves would be prettier than a flower. Okay. So I'm going to turn them over and we're going to secure this on the back side. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. And again, I'm just dabbing it. Even if it's on the back, I'm still just dabbing. Do you guys hear that noise? A little bit more glue here. And just dab it. So that's what we got so far. Get all the glue strings. Something else I had found at Michael's. No, that was actually our can crusher upstairs. My husband, Kendall, was using it one day, and I was out on the deck having a cup of coffee, and it was so loud outside. I didn't realize it was that loud. So, I found a bag of leaves. And there's that color. And there's that color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few, like maybe 3 down here. Aren't they cute? I went for one thing. And one thing only. And I came out of there with a couple bags slam full of stuff. I might need more glue. I didn't realize my glue stick was way down to the end. See if that'll help. Yeah, there we go. I'm surprised that my husband will allow me to go to the craft store as often as I do. Because I always come out spending a lot more than what I ever intended on spending. Kind of like guys with Home Depot, I guess. I always cringe when he wants to go to Home Depot, because I never know how much damage he's going to do. Okay, I think he is done. So there's our little scarecrow. Drop me some hearts if you guys like it. Wasn't real hard to do. I like the leaves on the bottom, if you can see them well. So that is all I have for tonight. I'm glad you guys were able to jump on and spend some time with me while I craft. Put all these back. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. And hope you can join me tomorrow night, same time. Haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but maybe a Halloween, something Halloween-y. I don't know. We'll see. No Christmas. Not yet. No Christmas. So here we go. I don't know what I'm going to name him. If I'm going to name him what you said, or if I'm going to just name him George. I don't know. All right, guys. Thanks for hopping on. Talk to you soon. Bye.